Hello, party people. This is MTG Next Door. Tonight, we're going to do a special pack opening where we open them up and then we Siskel and Ebert each of the packs between Doc and me to try and figure out whether we like them, whether we hate them, or we're just really, really confused. So, with true MTG Next Door, I have grabbed the most useless knife that I can in terms of pack opening abilities, which is the biggest kitchen knife that we have.
It is quite a terrifying knife.
Huh?
It's quite terrifying looking though.
It is. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like I have to open the pack and then use the knife to open it up because I refuse. This actually is really awful for cutting. I don't want to have like nicks. Like
why are you cutting toward yourself? That's like Boy Scout rule number 1.
I wasn't a very good Boy Scout.
Clearly.
Yep, it's cut your buddy, not your body.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. All right, so we got a token, which means we have no list card. Oh well.
Oh, you're it looks like your art pieces are facing the right direction, unlike Stitches. So that's interesting already.
Oh, that is interesting. I still, to be honest, I still don't know what to make of the art cards. They're pretty. What do you do with them?
Yeah, I basically just am like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, look, here's some incense. I don't even know what card this is. Celestia's Sanctifier. Doesn't ring a bell. I don't know anything.
I think it's
yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest. I do like the full art lands that they've had in this set. They've had some sets where the full art lands, I'm just kind of like, well, you made them full art, but that doesn't make them good. These are probably my favorite non-Zendikar full art lands because I'm still biased towards the Zendikar ones. But I don't know. Any thoughts on that one, Doc?
I mean, I'm going to actually agree with you. I like initially when they were like showing them, I'm like, eh. And then now that I'm actually seeing them, I'm like, oh no, these are actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I really, and also I'll say I'm probably in the minority. I don't like the purple for the swamps, but I love all the other ones.
Yeah.
So just me. All right. Now we're going to go through pretty much the cards that I think we all basically ignore is all the commons and most of the uncommons that have been in the set.
Yep.
But we're going to spend a little more time on. All right. Exile target spirit, creature with disturb or enchantment. So for all practical purposes, this is actually a reprint. There was a card in Kamigawa, which was exile, or maybe it was destroy target spirit or destroy target enchantment. And they made another version. Like, okay, no one's going to play it, but let's just take an old card instead of reprinting it. I don't know. Me personally, I like to cram in as many reprints as possible, but they seem to be very interested in getting newer versions of old cards.
Yeah, functional reprints.
There you go. I should have said that. All right. Locked in the Cemetery. Great card name. If you're on our chat messages where we throw out fake card name of the day based off of our inspirations from the D&D set, you may get a chuckle if you have our sarcasm level. I'm going to say our current winning card still is Pull the Goalie.
Oh yeah, that's good. I forgot about that one.
But I do, and I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. My phone is not near me, so I can't look them up. But the hot dog water.
Oh yeah.
That cycle that we had last week. And if anyone's never seen, like, Google hot dog water Jello.
Oh,
but don't do it late at night because it will disturb you. Just like, why would someone do that with food?
Oh, I just don't understand people.
So I made this whole thing up before about, functional reprint, and then they keep reprinting duress. So like, okay, I'm over it at this point. So yeah. Apparently I don't hold an opinion very long, do I? 3 cards. Alrighty. I like where they went with the night versus day cards and their check. This is a much better version than what they had when they originally did Innistrad, because you had cards that were humans and cards that were werewolves, just depending on what was going on. And this really says we are all werewolves or human. Huge upgrade. I got to give them kudos for that. So this features off of that. So normally it does absolutely nothing, but every once in a while it can get rid of pretty much any creature in the game, which is very specific, but still cool.
Build around goodness.
Yes. I'm not going to play it in Commander, but you know, you get a draft, you can really go in on something. It's nice. Create some tokens with some flashback. There's a deck that's going to play this.
You know,
I don't know.
There's a lot of white green that would definitely, that's an EDH card in a white green human deck. You know,
Yeah,
you just
Mike-
need to have you just need to have a critical mass of humans, and that gets
Correct.
you your critical mass of humans like that, plus a doubling season on there, and you just paid 2 to make 4.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
It's got some competition. So if you're heavy into humans, this is an upgrade. But I think, you know, if you're someone who's doing elf tokens, you're not going to do this.
No.
All right, that's an uncommon. We'll stick in the other path. So, now as we're getting closer to the rail, I'll make a comment. I've opened up a number of packs, and it seems like right now I'm getting 1 1/4 rare per pack. So we'll see. I should get 5 rares out of these 4 packs. Let's see where we're going. All righty. The keyword that I dislike the most, and it's mostly because of our play table and how we do things, is Coven.
Yeah.
Hey, you get a nice ability if you have 3 creatures of different powers on the board. You know what happens in our board games when we get 3 different creatures?
So
Everyone
everyone
goes,
plays it up.
can we be cool and
Yep.
take this guy out?
I think the game that we just did is a perfect example of that. I don't think anyone ever had 3 creatures for more than 1 turn cycle at the table.
Yeah, the only time I had more than 2, I died the next turn. So now this one at least starts you off with a 0/4 and gives you a 1/1, so you're 2/3 of the way there. But still, you know, it's not super awesome or anything. Contortionist Troop. Okay, once again, we got some Coven, and I'm not in love with the Coven on it. Although this has an X, and there's an enchantment that like does something with creatures with X casting costs that I keep meaning to do something with, so maybe I'll just have to put it in there. It's mostly a Hydra deck, but you know, hey, whatever.
Hey man, Hydras, that's good too.
Hydras, yeah.
Got your werewolf.
I'm trying to hide the rare if I get to it. One thing I noticed, this pack does not have the funky arts.
Yeah, I've not seen one either.
So I know there's some sets that I really love the funky arts. That Kaldheim, love the funky arts. I don't think I've really been in love with any of the other sets since then. These are okay. There's a few that are illegible, and if we get to some of those, we call that out. But yeah, here's a 4/5 that flips. I mean, it's nothing special, but if you're in a draft, it's not half bad. Let's see. Death Bonnet Sprout.
It's a
Neato.
fungus.
It is a fungus. You're 3 or more. Oh, you can transform if you have a lot of creatures in your group. All right. So as you can tell, I haven't read most of the cards.
Yeah, that one's pretty good in like a black-green graveyard deck. I like that.
Okay.
In that. Yeah, because I mean, you got a 1-drop, and then you're milling into your graveyard, and then what's it do? I mean, that in and of itself is pretty good. You know,
If
you
you're
start-
dedicated graveyard deck, yeah, this is probably an auto-clued in that. I've never really played a dedicated graveyard deck,
you did one.
but I know they're big.
You played a Glissa the Trader that was pretty heavy graveyard.
That was more of a combo with a couple of artifacts. It wasn't purposely trying to fill my graveyard though. It was, I just have a way to get anything that goes in my graveyard back.
Fair enough.
You know, true graveyard deck is going to be, I'm actively milling myself so I can treat my graveyard as a second hand.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So anyway, yeah, this is still this is pretty good. Auto include. And then it becomes there's that 1 in a green where you can exile cards from people's graveyards every turn. That shoot, I'm drawing a blank. We'll skip it for now, but it's a rare that's kind of an auto include in green. So that fits. Alrighty. Our rare, since we didn't get it. Memory Deluge. Look at the top X card of your library, which is, oh, because you can flashback it for a whole heck of a lot. Okay, so I look at 4 the first time. I get to pick 2 of them and the rest on the bottom of the library. So the first time, okay, I draw 2 cards off the top 4, not awesome. Nothing though. Second time though, you pay 7, which is really late in the game to find your winners. That's not a bad idea.
That's not bad.
Oh wait, this doesn't happen. Something's broken. We have a rare foil card in a pack.
When does that ever happen?
That's not supposed to happen this way. Other spirits you can. Oh, it's a spirit lord.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
neato. I'll tell you, I was trying to have either a spirit or a bird theory on our 12-year-old decks, and it was not working.
I think
Yeah.
it kind of depends. I'm thinking about changing like the semi-tribal thing I've got going, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I had to rethink after you hosed us all so bad with your white hate. Once again, I need to work on my phrasing. All right, we're gonna go to pack 2. Oh wait, I have to cut someone else. I'm gonna cut you.
There you go. Look at you. There, that was it.
As if it wouldn't just be easier for me to rip these open. But hey, you know, whatever. We gotta do it with style, right?
Do
All right. Let's take a second to ooh and ah over the
that's
artwork.
pretty. That's pretty.
That is actually pretty. I don't know what's going on here.
I think it's one of those new land
Oh,
cards.
the new lands.
Yeah.
Those are cool. If I don't get, if I don't get a full set, I'll be getting a full set of those.
I actually was doing like a TCG order because I hadn't done one in a while. And I
Yeah.
actually just like straight up just went and got a full cycle because I was like, even if I get extra, I'll be happy.
Okay. See, this is a pretty card.
That is a very pretty card.
I mean, it's black and white with a little bit of red. This is better than the green, I think. That's just a very sharp. They're not both bad, but it's just a very sharp card. They did a good job with these.
Yeah, I agree.
Sun Gold Barrage. Okay, this is a functional replay.
Yeah, it's a Smite the Monstrous.
Yeah. So
It's
right.
a Gideon's Rebuke, I think.
Yeah, let's just give them all the names. Silverbolt, I like the theory. It's a really awful card. I pay 4 to do 3 damage to a creature if it's a werewolf. I can take it. Like, okay, that's a lot. This is the last card you draft in a draft.
Yeah.
Abandon the Post. Okay, once again, this is a draft card, but I can actually see this being kind of fun. Of like, alrighty, these two are getting through. I can see you possibly even putting this in your deck you just had.
That's actually a really good point there, Mr.
But
yeah.
Before you upgraded it. I don't know if it makes it now, but it still might make it now. I don't know. But yeah, this says you written all over it.
Yeah, that says they have 2 blockers, and then you go through with your big one that's going to deal, 14 damage, and then something to take them the rest of the way. That's
right.
That even upgraded. That might actually make.
Might still keep it in there. All right.
Yeah. Only because it's both cheap and flash backable, and because with red card draw is an issue, being able to flash it back is actually pretty helpful in mono red. Just my thoughts thinking out loud here.
Yeah, all right. So our theme apparently is unblockable because the very next card is target creature can't block as an activated ability on a wolf, which I would say you would also put into your deck. But I would take this one over this one, as this gets you a bear when it comes into play, and then you got to pay 4 to get the money. Yeah. And I don't see it being worth it. But in a draft, that's a finisher.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
We're gonna have to make you draft at some point. I keep meaning to get that box of Commander Legends, so then when we can eventually be in person again, that way we can actually show TB the gloriousness that is drafting.
Oh, did I have to ask, how many times have you actually drafted? Or did you draft a lot online?
I drafted a decent amount online.
Okay.
But then I've always enjoyed it whenever we've done it.
Yeah, it wasn't something we did often, but it's a worthwhile experience change.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Dawnhard Wardens. Once again, it's got Coven. I don't love Coven, so I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot. I think they have a mechanic they throw out every set that just bombs. That's the one. Moonsilver Key, though, I do think this one is one of the more sought after uncommons. I could be incorrect. We
I
don't have
think that one's
Carl
actually
doing.
pretty good.
Yeah, we don't have Carl doing the pricing or anything for us, which we're not doing on any of these cards. But yeah, 3 to search for an artifact or a basic land. I could see that making it as some of our EDH decks just as a fixer.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm curious what it is.
Alrighty. Now we're up to some wolves. Okay. Oh wait, I do have one of the funky arts. I was like checking through. I was like, we haven't got any of these. All right, so 5 for a 4/3 with haste is not awesome, but you can flip it over. Oh, and all wolves have haste. So, you know, if you're doing this theme on the deck, I can see it fitting in there. Other than that, I'm not trying to get a deck.
That could be a nasty one. Like you play that one and then you switch from day to night, you know, after you've had like a big turn of dropping a bunch of stuff, and then suddenly you've got 28 power on the board coming at someone's face.
Although you have to have something that flips it to night to have everything else, and generally these guys come into play as a day.
Yes, but there's
stuff that flips it for you though.
Yeah, there's like the Celestis, I think. Like if you're going to commit to this, you've got to go with the Celestis.
Yeah. Well, I'm just worried then you're basically, is that like a 3-card combo you're trying to pull off? I mean,
stupider things have happened.
That's really cool, the thing that I made happen, but no. Okay, bait hook angler. This one's, I hate these. I like Disturb, it's not like a full replacement that, you can't dirtle forever, but it gives you a little extra value. All right, I'm going to play the 2/1 with a 1/2 that is flying, but if it, is that, oh, this comes from your graveyard. I'm thinking of the, what's that the ability the zombies are having? Where they sacrifice them when they attack?
Decayed.
Okay, that's what we got. This one isn't bad. I'm probably not going to play it in any decks because, yeah, there's better 2-drops that I'd ever want to do. But this would be pretty awesome. This would be 4th or 5th pick in a draft, I bet.
Yeah.
All righty. Finally get one of the funky art cards.
And you've already got him. He was in your last pack.
Oh, you know what? I opened some packs of these offline, and I had the regular and then the special art.
Oh,
back to back. Like, nice. I'm not going to play either one of them, but okay. It's got some ward. Wow, that's really big. I'm sorry. We're going to have to spend a second on that one. Okay, so I'm paying 5 for a 6/5. I've missed something. This is horribly overpowered. I mean, I realize it's in green, but I'm going to say a crawworm was more than 3 and 2 green.
That's a good question. I will look that up right now.
You're going to look that up.
I will. Except I've actually got TCG player up, so.
Okay, crawworm. I want to say it was like 3 and 3 green for a 6/5. Could be wrong. It's been a long time.
All right.
But to then have the ability to flip to an 8/7.
Right. So crawworm is 4 and 2 green for a 6/4.
Oh, okay. So this is better than a crawworm. And I mean, it's uncommon. I haven't quite figured out if ward is worth the paper it's printed on. But I got to imagine anything that slows it down is not a bad thing.
Some of them are kind of nasty. Like some of them are like ward, discard a card.
That's a high cost.
That is a very high cost to target something.
Well, yeah, this one, okay, your Swords of Plowshares cost 2 instead of 1. Okay, it's a little rough. The flip side is the awful one on this. You have an 8/7. Man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be a power creep. All right, we got our rare Smoldering Egg. All right, so first off, it's a dragon for 2, which you know me.
You love
when we play Oathbreaker, I love me some cheap dragons.
Yes.
I don't care if it's an 04 dragon because that one Sarkon that I play just loves some dragons. Ember counters. Oh, no, it's not. It does not have a super hard flip costing. You just got to spend 7 on instant or sorceries, and this will flip eventually. So, yeah, that's pretty nasty.
Yeah, no, that's a really good one. I was watching, so I just briefly clicked on the article because I think they had one of those like standard championships and a gentleman won. And his deck was basically it was running four of these in a blue-red deck.
Oh yeah, I can slowly see that because then I'm reading the second here and I'm like, oh, I'm drawing a blank of the Goblin Electromancer, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, yeah. So you got Goblin Electromancer that takes your cost down, and then you got your Electrostatic Gate and your Goblin Gutter Snipe.
That's the one I'm thinking. This is a Gutter Snipe strapped onto a dragon.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
Yes. So yes, you're going to see this one again later.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
I would, if I pull that one, that one's on my I hope I pull it list.
Yeah. Okay. Vampire Interloper. We are back to our normally scheduled programming of a foil common, which we will stick here. And we have a beast token. I think beasts are supposed to be 4/4, so I'm okay with this. This looks kind of like Garuk tromping in the woods. What I really get annoyed is when they go, here's a 5/5 dragon token and a 4/4 dragon token and a 6/6 dragon token. Like, tokens should be templated. I realize every once in a while you have a new token, so like an octopus token because of a certain set, but there shouldn't be 3 different octopus tokens. You should just have the one. Very rare exceptions. That way, I don't have to go and say, oh, do I have the right dragon token? All right, pack 4. Ah. Why do we do this again?
Play Magic the Gathering.
No, open cards with a big honking knife.
Mostly just because we're trying to keep up with Stitch.
Oh, that's so weird. All right, no list card. I'm gonna go with of the art cards that I've opened this evening. This is my least favorite.
Agreed.
Storm the. I don't know. I'm not even spending any time on it. Okay. See, white. They got away with having a white card. They didn't make this yellow symbol, but a swamp's going to be purple, and I think that's weird.
Yeah, I think they're going with like the color that Liliana turns when she casts spells.
Oh, I still don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Coven. Once again, I don't care. I just don't like it. It's never going to trigger the way they want it to. It's almost more like, ooh, oops, it happened. I get to have something, as opposed to I strategized about making this thing go off. This is a reprint.
Oh yeah.
Original Innistrad. All right. Bramble Armor. That may also be a reprint. I can't remember.
I think they've made something that sounds similar to that.
Okay, there may have been an aura previously that was effectively the same one, because this comes into play like an aura, but you can bounce it off to somebody else. Still not any good, so I'm not going to play it, but, you know. Hey, look, more Coven. This apparently is a Coven pack. All right.
Coven 2.
Our forecasting cost that can be a bird of paradise and or a blocker. Never going to play it. Interesting. And actually, while we're looking at all these cards, one thing I forgot to discuss was I have judged sets based off their set symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be honest, I don't really care for the Howling Wolf. I may just be picky.
I see what they were trying to do, but yeah, it didn't really turn out well.
I mean, I like the one, you know, it's a bottle. It's a hedron. It's, you know.
It's a busted open hedron.
Yes, you can, it's not overly artsy. You can recognize it from a distance. Alrighty, 6 casting cost to get, it's way too much to not get very much. 6 to get 2 3/3 tokens. I mean, you have to have a doubling season in play for this to really be worth anything.
Yeah.
Turn the earth.
I think this one's actually pretty good.
Yeah, you can get stuff out of your graveyard.
It's pretty
actually, you know what I think you really would do is you don't play this to put your stuff back in your graveyard. you do this when you're bored or your table mates start putting too much stuff in their graveyard, which is not something we tend to have done, but I know is a thing. So you can go tuck people's stuff away and say, no. Play it out of your hand like a normal person. I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah. This one I like, actually.
Yeah, all right. So let me read it. First off, well, it's not quite a bear. Comes into battlefield. Search your buy for basic lands. All right. You know what? White needs the help.
Yep.
Okay. I could see people playing it without the coven part right there. So decent card, especially standard draft or whatnot. This definitely I could see being played. All righty, coven, you get to flip it. All righty, well, I can't remember what it's supposed to do.
This
3/3
is
lifelinker. That's not bad.
and it's a knight. So you're rocking like humans, you're rocking knight tribal. That one's actually got a couple slots it can go into.
I can see that. Yeah. It's not a first pick, but it's a filler. That's what uncommons are supposed to be. Cool. And I like the story.
Yep.
You went from a farmhand to an expert. Yeah, okay. Cool. All righty. Dawn Hard Wardens. We got Covenant. I didn't like the card with the other art, and I don't like this one either. Creatures you control get 1/0. Yeah, it's not gonna impact the game. Oh, we hit our rare.
Oh, there we are.
There we go.
This is one that I feel like could have been cooler, but I feel like they underpowered it at the last second.
Yeah, so 2 for 2/3, not bad. You got lifelink, also not bad. I like the graveyard hate. Okay, at some point that's gonna be a thing. Someone's gonna be concerned about that. What's the better version of this do? Okay, flying for 3/2. Okay, it's not too bad. If there's okay, you can theoretically investigate if things keep dying, which is slow card draw. That's not bad either. So in a nice Dirtle deck, I can see this doing some stuff. More than you would expect out of a 2-drop, I bet.
Yeah. I think like that's the thing that you just look at it and you're like, oh, that just looks really dirtily.
I don't know. Maybe you'll see this in my Fairy deck.
Enough.
Apparently that only works when I dirtle. It's not where I was planning on going with that, but that's what Teferi wants, is to dirtle. Alrighty, yep, back with our continued streak. A zombie bird comet foil. Yep, there we go. We're rocking. Oh, we didn't get a token. We got, I don't even know what this is supposed to be.
Oh no. Stitch, we can see your face. Like I think he's going to start listening in now. I guess I'll somehow I'm going to have to figure out how to edit that out.
If you had Sarah, she could edit it out. If you had Carl, you could edit it out. I don't know what else you would need to edit people out.
All right, you've either gotten a list card or you got a one of those bullshit tokens.
Yeah, just send me the video, Doc. I'll edit it out.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll find out. All right. Artwork. I don't like it. Maybe apparently I just don't like werewolves. What is it? Rule for dominance. Yeah.
It's another functional reprint since we're hating on functional reprints.
Yes. All right. Purple. See, purple. The swamp.
Yeah, but
Purple's not a color.
the swamp lands are the prettiest. Like I agree with Stitch. That one's my favorite.
Okay.
Take the purple part out and it's really pretty.
You are correct. It is pretty. I like how they have the Avacyn Ankh in the back there.
Yeah.
That's some good artwork. But purple. I can't play purple decks. Alrighty, Vampire Knight. Overcosted. Oh, it can get bigger if someone got pinged. That's kind of a win more kind of card.
I liked it because he was trample, and in your like vampire aggros, I thought about maybe running him because I was like, in a vampire aggro deck, which is what I run, trample late game trample there can break you through.
But 5 for this versus 5 for something else.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if he's gonna like undo any of the flying fivers because I put him in the I'm gonna think about you.
Okay. To be honest, unless it's a super powered common, which tended to be oopses from 15 years ago, I don't tend to even evaluate them for most of my decks. Unless it's like a land or something. Every once in a while there's a land that just fits a niche. But if you got it, if you've got a common that's 5, that should be a winner card, not a niche. All righty. Flyer that can't block. Awesome. I do believe that will make it into your vampire deck.
That one is definitely not there.
Hey, another vampire. Bat Whisper enters the battlefield. An opponent lost life this turn. Create a 1/1 black bat.
That's definitely not made to that.
Also not. Hey, this is a vampire deck.
Yes, it is.
Vampire Noble enters the battlefield. Opponent lost life. Each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain. See, also not making it into the vampire thing.
That's the picture. That's the art that I think that Doc looked like in college in his dorm room.
I'm not gonna lie, you were not wrong on that one because that vampire there is long and lanky, and I am long and lanky.
And you had one of those bib things, didn't you?
And I was definitely an arrogant SOB at that point.
Love it.
Yeah.
At that point,
As soon as that left my
away?
lips, I knew somebody was gonna call me out on that.
Alrighty. Ominous Roost enchantments. Ooh, okay. So if you go full into the graveyard stuff, you can make a bunch of bird creature tokens, but they can only block creatures with flying. Huh. There's a way to make this work, or it fits into a deck. I don't know what that is, but it's better than nothing. Or at least a lot of these other uncommons that I've poo-pooed. Faithful Mending.
I think this card could be useful in the right deck.
Well, you want this in a Dirtle deck. You know why you want this in a Dirtle deck? It's because your Dirtle deck is a lot of counter spells and card draw, and eventually you end up with like lands that you can't play. And so this is an instant you play at the end of your opponent's turn, and you filter out the 2 lands that you don't want anymore, gain a little bit of life, which is probably not why you're playing this. And then you also have it to flashback. So you can do this twice. You can loot 4 lands to get counter spells.
That was my thought.
Yeah, you're not investing a turn on this. This is probably, I want to say this is the best uncommon I've seen other than that artifact that lets you get a land or an artifact.
There was a couple other like uncommons I saw that had some power on them too, but you have not pulled any of them this evening.
That's fair. Phantom Carriage. Ooh, that's kind of freaky. You can search for a live for flashback or disturb. Hey, this is a great ability. This is also a 6. You know what a 6 should do in any deck that I'm making? A 6 should win the game. This does not win the game. This may make it into our next round of 12-year-old decks.
I was gonna say, are you gonna go like hardcore disturb on the next round?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I had, like I said, my brain did not wrap around it the ways y'all's did, and I went somewhere and I'm like, this isn't working. It was so bad. The really sad thing was, I want to say there was one night we played regular decks and I forgot to make one, so I had to play my 12-year-old deck, and it actually performed better as against your regular decks than it did in the 12-year-old decks that we've been playing.
I think I remember that night.
Like, I don't think I won, but y'all were like, he's still alive, and we're actually trying to kill him, and somehow he's staying alive. All right, Human Rogue. They did a lot more humans this time, and I've never done human tribal. I take that back. I did it once, and it just bombed badly. There was like this black, white commander.
Oh, I remember that one. It was like General something or another.
General something, and all your humans get 1/1, and it did nothing.
That was a terrible mythic too.
Yeah, this guy, he wants to die. Okay, but you can't block, so someone's got to kill him. Weird. Okay. And how awesome is he when he comes back? Oh, he's an aura. Okay. So they sacrifice a permanent and lose a life. Well, I'm pretty sure the permanent they're going to lose is the one that you've enchanted because they don't want to lose multiple stuff. But you could like put it on the thing they really have to keep, and then at which point they're having to sacrifice little stuff to keep it around. I'm
Yeah.
still not playing this card.
So that would
but
actually, so if you think about it, is that a 1 and a black? Am I seeing that? Am I reading that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So you think about this in like an aristocrats deck where you want to sack something, that's actually pretty good because now you've got sack fodder right there. You know,
Oh, there you
got sack
go.
fodder, so you're going to get your sacrifice triggers, and then you've got an aura that's, you know, you're not doing it for the aura. You're doing. I actually thought about this guy for my Koval deck because I was like, you know, he's a 2-drop sack fodder that then does something in addition to the sack triggers.
That's a very good point. I did not think of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you, yeah, he does slot into that theme very well.
Yeah. Other than that, he's a waste of time. You're right.
Yeah. All right. We already talked about this one ad nauseum. I can't remember if the other one was the alternate art or not, but it flips over to a giant creature with ward 3. I think it was the same one. All right. What we got here? Oh, we got a curse. All right. What's this curse do? Choose a card name. Spells with a chosen name cost player 2 more. Alrighty, that's not a big deal, but this is 1 white, so that's not the worst thing in the world.
I was going to say, in like your enchantment theme deck, that's a 1-drop that's annoying as hell.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And that can be
and then
pretty, that can be pretty devastating for like a really expensive commander. Like you cast that and Thraxamundar. Are you casting Thraxamundar ever?
No, because you'd have to get 9 to cast it.
Exactly.
Or there's the, you know, it's actually not that bad on the lower casting cost too. You drop this on turn 1 and someone's got a 3 casting cost commander or something, and suddenly it's a 5 casting cost commander.
Yeah.
And their whole play style has been screwed up.
I mean, think about this even. You cast that on turn 1 before you go, and now Reese doesn't come out till turn 3. That's annoying.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real annoying for Reese.
So this isn't bad. This will probably go on. I'd be interested to see if I can fit this in my Zetaru deck that likes to give things to other people. I cursed you, so you can't cast the thing. Yeah, eventually you get to sack it or whatnot, but you know, in the 2 or 3 turns before that happens, I've drawn 3 cards because you own this thing. Or I give it to someone else and it still does the same impact.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Oh, we've upgraded. We have a uncommon foil. Counter target spell. Exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. So that's a reprint. I can't remember the set that it was originally in, but yeah, I've definitely pulled that one before.
Did they?
And
reprint? I'm not sure.
It is. Like I said, I can't think of the set off the top of my head. If you want to look it up real quick.
I am.
You are. All right, we have 1 card left, so I will hold off a second while you're looking that up. And it is a list card. It's a gold list card. It's a 2/2 gold list card.
Oh, you're right. Magic 2015. Actually, no, it's an Innistrad deck. No, Mirage. So
was it in all of those sets?
It was in Mirage, and then they reprinted it in first round through Innistrad.
Okay, there you go. I don't think, well, I do have a full Mirage set, but I don't play that one. But I do have the Innistrad one. All right, so we're going to go on our list card. It does not look to be rare, so let's see how often this is. Ah, it's a sliver. Oh. I can't think of the name of the sliver. I own it. I'm thinking it's a white-black sliver. I mean, I cannot remember the name. So let's see where we're at.
It's white-black.
That's white-black. Stitch has rejoined us.
Yep.
It's necrotic sliver.
Oh, and that's just recently got reprinted in Time Spire Remastered.
Yeah, wah.
All right, 4 packs, 5 rares.
You're right.
That matches up with my expectations. All righty.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.